Hey everybody, this is Chef Ashley Shep, and I'm going to show you a quick recipe of how to make breakfast bowl. I call it breakfast bowl casserole. If you are tired of eating cereal every day, or if you are eating scrambled eggs every day, this is kind of a twist on some of those things. It involves some things you might already have in your freezer or your fridge, and it's something that your kids will love because it has frozen waffles in it. You could use fresh waffles as well, but I'll get into that in a second. And it has a lot of options for different varieties, so you can mix it up if you'd like. For example, if you are not a meat eater, you can leave that out. Totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because, like I said, this is going to be quick. I'm going to show you what I have so far. For this is a recipe that you can let actually soak overnight in the fridge and then bake it in the morning, or you can bake it that same day. So I just have a pan. You can use a glass dish. And if you're going to do it in the fridge, you want to have either a lid. This one came with a lid. You could use foil, saran wrap. I don't like saran wrap. Never works the way I want it to. So I just have a dish that has a lid. And I'm actually going to bake this in the morning. And then I just have a bowl to mix my ingredients in. I'm going to use a fork instead of a whisk, just a personal preference. You can use either one. And then my ingredients are, I got some maple syrup. And if you see me going back and forth, I got Facebook, Instagram, the whole situation. So maple syrup, this is pure maple syrup. It doesn't matter if you get the dark or the light. It's up to you. It is a better option than pancake syrup because it is usually not filled with a bunch of other extra stuff. And so I don't want to say it's healthier in the sense that it doesn't have a lot of preservatives or anything in it. And let's see, in this one, it might just be organic maple syrup. That's the ingredient. I don't know if you can see it, but so if you can get this, if not, you can use pancake syrup. No big deal. I have vanilla extract. This is optional. Don't have to use it. Salt and pepper. Cinnamon, and then I got some eggs. We're gonna use about 8 eggs, and then waffles. So I don't normally buy these, and I didn't buy these actually. Funny story. If you know me, I am a proponent of online grocery shopping, especially now with everything that's going on with COVID-19 coronavirus. So if you're able to online shop, definitely do that. But I did some online shopping for a pickup at Kroger, and like I said, I don't order these. And my husband was unpacking the groceries, and they've been sitting in our freezer for a month or so because we just are normal online shoppers for groceries. And I was like, I didn't order these. And then they gave us some like random Tyson chicken nuggets as well, and it was a part of someone else's order. That's the first time that's ever happened. And so just being honorable, we called them because we were like, hey, do you want us to bring these back? They were like, no, just keep them. We're like, okay. So these have been sitting in my freezer. You don't have to use these. You can make your own waffles. A couple weeks back, I shared a pancake mix that also works for waffles inside of my Food Fam Facebook group. So if you're not a member of that, do go ahead and search that on Facebook. Just Food Fam with Chef Ashley Shep. And let me go ahead and put that on here for the Facebook folks so you guys can see. Instagram folks, if you go to my link in bio, then you just click my link, and then if you scroll down to the freebies, it's on there. So anyway, you don't have to use frozen waffles. You can use fresh waffles, but since I have them, I'm going to use them because why not? So, and then my last ingredient is I just have some breakfast sausage, and I went ahead and not scrambled. You don't scramble sausage. I went ahead and cooked this ahead of time, and this is just Jimmy Dean mild sausage. You can use any kind of sausage that you like. If you don't want to eat sausage, you don't have to add sausage, no problem. But I made that ahead of time just to kind of save time. And so when I got that, you'll notice that those are the crumbles. And so it's actually cheaper to get the sausage when it's just like in a roll, as opposed to the patties that are already formed, because you're eliminating a step that somebody would have to do for you. So if that's an option, and it might be something that is more likely to be available in the stores just because things are not as readily available. So definitely do not be scared of the sausage rolls. And if you want to make your own patties with them, you can. I also use that kind of sausage for breakfast burritos. You could add them to your scrambled eggs. Lots of different options there. right, let me check out comments. Hey Tiff over on Facebook, how are you doing? And then on Instagram we got Pooh, how you doing? Meredith, Corel, and Stephanie. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I got my glasses on. I can't see as well. All right, so we got our waffles, and all you're gonna do is cut these up into bite-sized pieces. And like I said, if you have kids, these would be great options for them. If you're a big kid, or if you just like to have breakfast ready ahead of time, excellent option. If I didn't have these waffles that I didn't order, that ended up at my house because I ordered something else, then I would just make my own waffles ahead of time. So chop those up, and they can stay frozen because I'm actually going to let it sit overnight. And then for those that are inside the Food Fam Facebook group, then I'll show them what it looks like tomorrow. So if you are not in there, go ahead and click on my bio if you're on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, just search Food Fam with Chef Ashley Shop and it'll pop up. And I'm actually going to start dumping some of this in here. So with this casserole, it's basically just a series of layers. Oh, another thing you could add in was cheese. I did it previously. I don't feel like it really makes a big difference, so I'm leaving it out. But if you do cheese, you would do about 1.5 cups of your favorite cheese. So this is just a layered situation. So just layering them in there. And then I'm going to do the last set, and then my egg mixture is going to go on top. So while I'm chopping this up, let me know in the comments what you're having for, or what you had for breakfast today. If you're not a breakfast eater, let me know what you had for lunch. Hopefully you ate something nutritious. I had Chick-fil-A today, so not so much. But better than nothing. All right, we got Padre on Facebook. He said fresh homemade waffles. Yeah, Daddy, I would have normally made waffles, but somebody gave me these from Kroger. It was part of someone else's order, so I'm using them. All right, over on Instagram, we have some more people. Oh, Meredith saying hello. All right, let's see. Stephanie had a smoothie bowl. Okay, sounds good. Stephanie, what'd you put in your smoothie bowl? Her bowls look delicious, and if you don't follow Stephanie on Instagram, she's an excellent motivator. Her Instagram is The Sweet Life with Stephanie J. I want to make sure I get that right. And she's a sweetie and a wonderful motivator. All right, so chopping these up. I'm actually going to put these in the lid because I want to be able to layer these instead of piling them up all on each other. Okay, so also, you might have noticed this knife that I have. This is one of my favorite style of knives. This is a Santoku knife. It's a Japanese knife. This will cut through tomatoes, potatoes, pretty much anything. And it was about $7 or $8. So if you don't have one, I love it. It's my favorite knife to use. Let's put that right there. All right, so in here, I'm going to mix my, also forgot milk. You don't have to use whole milk. I mean, this isn't whole milk. We don't do whole milk. You don't have to use cow's milk. You can use almond milk, soy milk, anything. So that will work. All right, so I'm going to crack 8 eggs. I need a trash bowl. So I know you see these on the cooking shows, and you might think, oh, those are just for fun. No, it really does help, because when you have trash in the kitchen, then it just makes it a lot easier for cleanup and prep, because you're not having to run back and forth to the trash can 17 times. So in here, I am cracking 8 eggs. And then I'm going to add in my cinnamon, my vanilla extract, my milk, a little bit of salt and pepper, and my maple syrup. So, all right, 2 birds. One more. All right, got my eggs in there. And I'm going to do 1/3 cup of maple syrup. And if you're thinking, oh, I wonder, is this going to taste really pancakey and syrupy? It's not a very, it's not going to be an overwhelming syrup taste. So none of the flavors in here are really super strong. So if you have picky eaters, this is a good recipe for them. All right, then I'm gonna do my cinnamon. Now with cinnamon, I really love cinnamon, so this might be too much cinnamon for you, but cinnamon's my favorite, one of my favorite spices. So I'm doing a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, but you could easily do a teaspoon and you'd be fine. If you wanted to add a little bit of brown sugar, you could. I don't really feel like you need it because the maple syrup is pretty sweet, but it's not going to be overwhelmingly sweet because it'll stretch out since you're not going to eat the whole casserole in one sitting. And then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is also optional, not required. If you have it, use it. If not, great. All right, then a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm using some sea salt, so I'm going to use less than I normally would if I had regular salt. So, and I usually don't really cook with salt in general, actually. And then a few twists of black pepper. All right, let me check the comments. Any questions? All right, we got D. White. Hello, sir. Thank you for tuning in. I'm making a breakfast bowl casserole. And then, all right, Tiffany says she had ham and cheese sandwich. All right, sounds good. Tiffany is a fellow chef. Sometimes we like to eat sandwiches too. All right, and then milk, I'm gonna do a cup and a quarter. And for this, like this milk is gonna expire in a couple days, and so this is a great way to use it up. And then also, I don't know if you can see, I'll see if I can hold it closer, but on this measuring cup, I might need to come around the island for you. All right. So on this measuring cup, it has the measurements on the sides. And so when you're looking down, you can see like it fills up to where the line is. You don't have to do the whole squat, looking crazy in the kitchen. So these are ones that I love. I can link those as well if you need some new measuring cups. But it just saves time and makes it a lot easier. And saves your knees if you have bad knees. So, all right. I always got to double check and make sure I have everything because sometimes I forget ingredients. Which is probably why baking is not my forte. All right. So, you're just going to mix this all up. And then once you have it mixed where the eggs are blended and things like that, and everything's kind of uniform, then you're going to layer it into your baking dish. So like I said earlier, if you weren't here at the beginning, this is actually a recipe that you could make the night before and let it sit in your fridge overnight, because what's going to happen is the waffles are going to absorb all of the like egg wash, the egg mixture, and then it's going to get all like gooey and in there. Or you could make it and then eat it that day. So I'm going to choose to leave it in the fridge and let it soak up overnight and then bake it tomorrow morning. And so for the folks that are in my Food Fam Facebook group, then I will show them the finished product. But I will link to the recipe as well so that you guys can make it. All right. So it's pretty blended. And so I already put some of my waffles in here, and I'm actually going to take some of them out so I can layer some of the sausage in there. If you missed earlier, cheese is also, sorry, let me turn this way. Cheese is also an option that you could add. I didn't add it this time because I didn't really want to. I didn't feel like it made a big difference. So I'm going to layer with my sausage. And I don't think I showed you guys this, but sometimes you just buy really random kitchen contraptions, and this is one of them. If you make a lot of ground turkey, ground beef, ground meat, or whatever, this is actually one that I would say would be beneficial, because normally you're having to go like this situation, but with this, it kind of just does it double for you, so it's easier to kind of break up your meat. But I would only suggest it if you're cooking large batches of ground meat. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste, but it's less than $5. So, all right, so I'm going to layer my, actually let me move this so you guys can see. Let's see. All right, move this over. And if y'all have any questions, drop those in the comments. I will be happy to answer them. Okay, so I'm going to add in a layer of the sausage. And like I said earlier, you don't have to use sausage. It's totally up to you. You can use something else, or you can leave it out entirely. And if I was doing cheese, then I would do the cheese on this layer. So, but instead, I'm gonna do another layer of, actually, do a little bit more sausage. About half and half. And it's gonna kind of mix up anyway because the egg wash is gonna go on top of it. So, and it doesn't have to be perfectly layered. Alright, so we got another layer of waffles. And then another layer of sausage. And I also use these sausage crumbles for egg cups. You might have seen them before. They're like little mini quiches, which is just a fancy way to say like cooked eggs. But if you have like a muffin pan, you can put, you could do bacon, you could do sausage, you could do spinach, bell peppers, onions, and you put them inside the muffin pan, and then you can crack one egg in each of them. If you're looking for a higher protein option, or if you want a lower protein option, you can scramble your eggs up beforehand like I did here, and then just pour like a third of a cup, depending upon how big your muffin pan is. Just pour a third of a cup into each of them, bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes, and those are a good option. They're just like muffins, but they're egg muffins, and so you can pop those in the microwave in the mornings. They stay good in your fridge for about a week, but I also use these little sausage crumbles for that too. So that's another option. All right, now I'm going to pour in my egg mixture. And if you were cooking or when you cook this, you're going to cook it on 325 for 30 minutes, depending upon how hot your oven gets. Our oven is a little temperamental, and so sometimes I'll cook things in there a little bit longer. But you're basically just wanting to cook the egg because the sausage is already cooked and the waffles are going to cook quickly. And I didn't defrost the waffles ahead of time because you don't need to. So I'm going to mix this up a little bit and make sure my waffles get nice and soaked and absorb some of that eggy goodness. And once again, if you're doing cheese, your cheese would go on your top layer, so it's nice and melty. All right, let's see. We got some comments. Let me move this over. You're gonna do 325 for 30 minutes, and that's gonna vary on your oven a little bit. Like we have a gas oven, which they normally cook a little faster. If you have electric, it might be a little slower. So you just basically want to make sure that the eggs are cooked. And one way to check that is if you have a thermometer, you can use that. If not, old school trick, just get a fork and stick it. I used to do this when I was baking cakes growing up. Get a fork or a toothpick and then stick it inside of the casserole. If it comes out clean, meaning there's nothing stuck to it, then you know it's cooked and it's fine. So you're good to go. All right, so I'm going to I'm going to put this in the fridge because I'm going to let it soak overnight so that it can absorb all of that goodness. Like I said, if I wanted to, I can make it now, but I'm going to reserve the finished product for the members of the Food Fam. So if you are not already in the Food Fam Facebook group, you are going to go to Facebook and just search Food Fam with Chef Ashley Shep, and I think I can actually put a link to it on Instagram. I don't know if it's going to let me do it because Instagram likes to play games with me when I want to post stuff. I don't know if y'all will be able to click it, so somebody let me know. All right, so I put it in the comments there, and then Facebook, I'm not sure. Let me see if it'll let me put in the comments. I need some backup. I need a typing person. All right, so I put in the comments in both. Somebody let me know if you can actually click on it or not. But inside the Food Fam, it's a private Facebook group community, and we focus on strategies to get dinner done faster. We post healthy meals, healthy recipes that don't have a bazillion ingredients, because people say that that's like the hardest part is I wanted something healthy, I want something that tastes good, but I don't want to spend $50 on one recipe with ingredients I'm never going to use again. And so we focus on that in there. It's a safe space, so if you make mistakes with your food, not a problem. We help you figure out what was the mistake and what the issue was. All right, Tiffany said you can click it. Perfect. Somebody on Instagram, let me know. Can you click it? Let me know. Hey, Crystal, thanks for tuning in. And then we also, so inside the food fam, we also kind of encourage each other to continue with this whole journey of making dinner, breakfast, and lunch. And not saying all those happen every week. We don't necessarily discourage eating out. We post pictures of foods that we eat out as well. But especially now during the corona crisis, corona pandemic, it's a time where you're going to need help with getting dinner done. You're going to need help with options for the kitchen because your kids are eating up all your food, or you are eating up all your food. If you're like me, my kid has just started solid foods, and he loves everything that we've given to him. He'll be 6 months in a week or so, and we've given him carrots, zucchini, oatmeal cereal. He loves all of it, and so that's a good thing. But that kind of scares me because that tells me that I need to make sure I have my food game ready for when he gets older because he's going to pretty much eat everything like a day, and myself. And so those are things we talk about in the food fam, and it's just a safe space, and we make sure that it's not a competition or a competitive space, because I know a lot of times for people, they kind of second guess their cooking abilities, or they doubt themselves, or they look at others and like, oh, I could never make something like that. And that's not really what it's about. It's did you eat something in general, because some people are skipping meals. Were you able to feed your family? And if you're making it at home, it's generally going to be healthier than something you were to order out. And so we kind of keep it light and airy and fun. So if you're not already a member, then definitely join. And it's just Food Fam with Chef Ashley Shep over on Facebook. If you're on Instagram and you stay on Instagram and you do not leave Instagram, that's perfectly fine. Then you can check out my IGTV stories. I do have some recipes on there, and then also my highlights from my stories are where you can find things. And I post the same thing on, not always. I post a little bit more on Facebook because it's a little easier to link stuff. But you can always check out my stories for those things as well. If there's something that you are wanting to make and you're not sure, or you would like to see something, like to see me make something, then let me know. For example, I don't know if you've seen this video, and I can't, for the life of me, I cannot remember her name right now. It's this actress, and she's a vegan food influencer, and I cannot remember her name, but she just posted a video about making carrot bacon. Has anybody seen that yet? It's a black lady, she's an afro, and she's hilarious. And one of her phrases is, "It's your business," talking about like how much seasonings to put in stuff. But so I just saw something with her, and I posted it in the group, and people were like, "Oh yeah, we were just waiting on you to make that." And so I was like, all right, well, I guess I need to make it. So we'll be trying that out this week if I can find some liquid smoke, because that's one of the recipes. So things like that are things that we try in the Food Fam Facebook group. So, all right, let me check and see if I have any questions. All right, so Meredith says she saw a post, just not her video yet. Watch the video, she's funny. And I wish I could remember her name, but I cannot. So somebody help me out. All right, so Tiffany says she saw it as well. And let's see. Oh, Tiffany said the link just goes to my page. All right, I'll put the link to the food group in the description of this. I'm not sure why it's just going to my page. All right. Hey, new person. Let's see. Adorable. I can't see the last part of your name. Sorry, my glasses are not my best option. But, okay, so I'm going to head out. I'll post the recipe tomorrow when I make this for breakfast. If you're not part of the Food Fam, join now. It's on Facebook. Have a good one. About to knock this pot over.